Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig Sports. Today is Tuesday, November 23rd, and this is the NBA DFS video for today. So in this video, I'll be going over a recap of yesterday's picks, talking about how they turned out, taking a look at the injuries in play for tonight's slate, and then going over my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for tonight's slate as well. But without further ado, we'll get into the recap of yesterday's picks. So we'll start off at the point guard position on the DraftKings side. We got Malcolm Brogdon, $7,300, looking for 37 points out of him. He ended up with 38 points, which was exactly what I had projected for him, so he was a hit. Then we have Patty Mills, $4,500, looking for 23 points out of him. He got to 25.25, so he was a hit as well. DeAndre Bembry, the paydown option at small forward, $3,100. Looking for about 16 points out of him. He got to 13.75. He was a miss. He only ended up playing 23 minutes in this game. I did expect him to play just a little bit more in this game overall last night. If he got to 30 minutes, he probably gets to the projection that we were looking for out of him. Then at the power forward position, we went with Harrison Barnes, $6,300, looking for about 32 points out of him. He only got to 21.25. He was a miss. He only shot 2 for 8 from the field overall. Just not the best day for him overall. I was hoping to catch a little bit of fire, after a couple down games with him. Just didn't end up happening yesterday. Then last but not least was Mason Plumlee, $4,500, looking for 23 points out of him. He got to 24.5, so he's a hit. Overall, 3 out of 5 on the DraftKings side. Not a terrible day overall, minus the Harrison Barnes pick. So if you went with this core, if you had a couple other good players, you still probably did pretty well yesterday. Then on the FanDuel side, we have Patty Mills once again, $4,500, looking for 23 points out of him. He got to 22.7, so he was a hit. Darius Garland at $6,200, looking for 31 points out of him. He got to 44.5, so he's a massive hit right there. Speaking of massive hits, we also had Josh Hart, $5,300, looking for 27 points out of him. He got to 42.5, so a massive hit there once again. However, this was the lone bad spot on the FanDuel side. It was Blake Griffin, $4,000, looking for 20 points out of him. He got 3.4. He was a mess. He only ended up playing 9 minutes in this game, so I'm not sure if he got injured or LaMarcus Aldridge just kind of took over and they rolled with him, but not a good day for Blake Griffin overall. Then last but not least, once again at the center position, we have Mason Plumlee, $5,000, looking for 25 points out of him. He got to 27.3 on the FanDuel side, so he was a hit as well. So 4 out of 5 on the FanDuel side. If you were able to have a couple other players to get you over the edge for that Blake Griffin mess, you still probably could have cashed rather easily, especially given what we got out of Darius Garland and Josh Hart as well. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to the injuries in play for tonight's slate. So we are on the short 4-game slate. As per tradition for Tuesday nights, it is a short slate. We actually do have an extra game compared to most Tuesday slates, but we're going to start off with the first game, and that's the Miami Heat and the Detroit Pistons. So the Heat are without Morris and Oladipo once again. Duncan Robinson and Marcus Garrett are both listed as questionable at this point in time. We'll see if they end up playing or not. For the Detroit Pistons, they are without Isaiah Stewart. He's serving a suspension for his altercation with LeBron James, Kelly Olynyk, and Killian Hayes. So looking like pretty much what we saw out of them the last time, minus that big old gap at the center position. We'll see some Trey Lyles. We'll see some Luka Garza maybe. We'll see a lot of small ball probably in this game too overall. I mean, it's not the worst game to do it against Bam Adebayo. He's not like the biggest traditional center or anything like that. But still could be a good game for him just based on who they're throwing out there at that center position tonight. Then we move over to the Lakers, who are without Kendrick Nunn, LeBron James, who's serving a 1-game suspension, Trevor Ariza, and then Austin Reeves is doubtful to play. Anthony Davis is probable once again. So probably seeing Taylor Horton-Tucker stepping back into that starting lineup with LeBron James out once again. For the New York Knicks, Mitchell Robinson is out again. Taj Gibson is doubtful to play, and then Derrick Rose is questionable. Pretty much what we saw last time out of the Knicks, minus the Derrick Rose being questionable. If he does not end up playing, helps out Kemba Walker, helps out Emmanuel quickly just a little bit. For the Denver Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr., Zeke Naji, Jamal Murray, Bones Highland are all already ruled out, and then Nikola Jokic is questionable. That's obviously going to be the big one that we're looking out for early on today. Hopefully we get that news early since it is that 10 p.m. Eastern time start. The Portland Trailblazers are all the way healthy at this point in time. Then we move down to the Dallas Mavericks, who are without Frank Ntilikina. Luka Doncic is questionable to play. We'll see if he's back tonight or not. Once again, him and Nikola Jokic are like the two biggest guys on this. But I guess if one of these two players play, especially on the DraftKings side, if you have that utility spot, you can at least pivot from one to the other if one of them plays and one of them doesn't play. Maxi Kleber listed as probable. He did play the last time out. For the Clippers, Preston, Kawhi Leonard, Nick Batum are all out, and it looks like Marcus Morris should be back today. I would assume that he's in that starting lineup, but on some type of minutes limit since he has been out for a little while now. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on all the injuries in play for tonight's slate. We'll get moved over to DraftKings and talk about my picks over there. So we're going to start off at the point guard position with Corey Joseph, probably in that starting lineup once again for the Detroit Pistons. $3,900, looking for about 19-20 points out of him. I have him projected for 21 points tonight. Then at the shooting guard position, we're going back to Taylor Horton-Tucker, $5,900, looking for about 29-30 points out of him. That's what he's averaging on the season. Without LeBron James in the lineup, he should be back in that starting lineup, playing more minutes, and probably playing rather well once again. And I currently have him projected for about 31 points at this point in time. Then at the small forward position, we got Jimmy Butler, $9,700, looking for about 49 points out of him. I got him projected for 48 at this point in time. In terms of pay-up option, if Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic both don't end up playing, Jimmy Butler is probably going to be one of my favorites on tonight's slate. Saves you a little bit of money off of guys like Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, and Paul George, but he also gives you a similar type of upside at the same time. And then at the power forward position, went with Trey Lyles, $3,000 flat minimum, should be the starting center for the Detroit Pistons tonight, should play probably 20-some minutes there. I don't really think they're going to turn to Luka Garza too much. He'll probably play minutes, but not probably as much as Trey Lyles. You're looking for about 15 points out of him. I got him projected for about 19 at this point in time. If you get that out of him, you're going to be pretty happy. And early on, at least on tonight's slate, there's not a lot of value overall. Then at that center position, we're going Nerlens Noel once again. $4,200, looking for 21 points out of him, averaging 19 on the season. I got him projected for about 22-23 points tonight. But if you go with these 5 players on the DraftKings side, you have $23,300 remaining, just under $7,800 per player. So probably pay up for one stud and find some value plays if there is some value that opens up throughout the day, or you can go with a little bit more balanced approach overall on tonight's slate. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there as well. So at the point guard position, I'm going to go with Damian Lillard, $8,800, looking for about 44 points at him, averaging just over 39 on the season. Yes, it's been a rough start for him. I have him currently projected for 44 points tonight. Then moving down to the shooting guard position, we got Taylor Horton-Tucker once again, $6,000, looking for 30 points out of him, averaging just over 29 on the season. I have him projected for 31 on the FanDuel side as well tonight. Then at small forward, we got Paul George, $9,200, looking for 46 points out of him. He's averaging almost 46.5 on the season. So looking like a great price point for Paul George tonight. I got him projected for about 47, 48 points in this one. Then we're moving down to power forward where we have Trey Lyles once again, $3,700, looking for 18, 19 points out of him. I got him projected for about 19 to 20 on the FanDuel side. Then last but not least, we got Nerlens Noel, $4,800, looking for 24 points out of him. I got him projected for 23, 24 points on the FanDuel side tonight. Not a lot of value there once again at that center position overall, but Nerlens Noel, definitely a guy that has upside if he plays enough minutes tonight. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players on the FanDuel side, you have $27,500 remaining, just under $6,900 per player. So maybe a little bit more balanced build. Maybe there's some other values that open up throughout the day. Pay down at a couple of positions, pay up for one more, and then find a mid-range guy in the middle there too as well. But with that being said, these are my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for today, November 23rd. As always, if you have any questions related to NBA DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. Helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at CoachCraigSports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers. Helping you with your DFS, whether it's NBA or NFL. Helping you with your fantasy football teams. And then with that being said, if you are a new or current subscriber is yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily NBA DFS videos just like this. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.